My name is Kyle, and I'm 39 years old. I received news that my childhood friend was getting married and also got an invitation to the wedding. My sister, who's also close to that friend, wanted to attend, so we decided to go together. To my surprise, my childhood friend's fiancé turned out to be the son of Mr. Adams, the leader of the Sanders gang. At the venue, my sister and I were checking the seating cards. My sister's name was there, but mine wasn't. Natalie, my sister's seat is here, but where am I supposed to sit? Oh, you're next to Jessica, right? Didn't you see your name? While laughing, my childhood friend said this casually. Puzzled, I went to check again, and what I saw written there was lowlife scumbag. What's with that look? You look like a deer caught in the headlights. The one laughing beside my childhood friend was Tyler, the son of Mr. Adams, the leader of the Sanders gang. What kind of joke is this? Ha? You think this is a joke? Natalie told me you're a gang member too, right? Well, guess what, so am I. And I'm the son of Mr. Adams, the leader. You know what that means, right? You're below me. As fellow gang, I figured we should make the hierarchy clear from the start. This is just a greeting, so don't take it the wrong way. I've got my pride as Mr. Adams' son to protect, you know? Natalie, I came here today to celebrate your marriage, not to be insulted. Sorry. Tyler was just joking around. I think he got a little jealous when he found out Kyle is my childhood friend. You know how it is. Since you're both from the same world, he probably thought proper introductions were extra important. So really, he didn't mean any harm. This is just Tyler's way of taking the first step to get along with you. So, please, go along with it, okay? Get along? How am I supposed to feel good about becoming friends after this? And are you sure about marrying someone who can treat his bride's friends like this? Sorry, but my first impression of him is the absolute worst. I hesitated for a moment, thinking it might be too cruel to say something like this at the wedding. But I couldn't help worrying about my friend's future. Natalie. Who does this guy think he is? Like I said, I'm Mr. Adams' son. I'm telling you I'm above trash like him. And yet, look at his attitude toward me. Does he even understand his place? Tyler, that's a bit much. Didn't you say you were excited to get along with Kyle because you're both gang members? That's why you wanted to make a proper introduction, right? You said starting off with some teasing would help you get along. Ha? Are you seriously taking that nonsense at face value? Natalie, come on. You're going to be the wife of someone who'll one day lead the group. You need to get it together. If I lose respect, that's as good as the Sanders gang losing face. So you and this guy better understand where we stand. What? I didn't know you really meant that. I thought you wanted to get along with Kyle, and... Kyle, I'm sorry. This must have been awful for you. But really, Tyler's a good guy. He's so kind and caring to me. Enough already. I held back because you were my girlfriend, but now you're going to have to step it up as my wife. And you were thinking about it with pleasure too, weren't you? You say you've known him since childhood, but deep down you don't like him, do you? What? No. Kyle is very important to me. Yeah, sure. I get it. No one's going to admit it in front of the guy. But don't worry, if you think he's scary because he's a gang member, I'll protect you. After all, I'm above him. What's your problem? Huh? Who the hell are you? Suddenly, my sister couldn't hold back her anger. The situation had spiraled completely out of control. What's my problem? I'm asking what yours is. We came here to celebrate Natalie's wedding, and yet you've been insulting my brother. Calling him a lowlife and boasting about how you're better. What are you even trying to do? You're supposed to be marrying Natalie because you love her, aren't you? And now you're telling her to act like a wife and know her place? Is that really something you say to your partner? What do you know about it? Stay out of this. You don't know the first thing about the gang world. This is why women are impossible, because they just start nagging and yelling for no reason. Excuse me? I do have a reason. I'm Kyle's sister, and I'm also close to Natalie. Honestly, Natalie, maybe Kyle's right, you picked the wrong guy. I've never seen someone so lacking in basic decency. We came to celebrate, and now the mood is ruined. Jessica, that's not fair. Tyler's my fiancé. Don't insult the man I love. What? I'm saying I love Tyler. I chose him. So how dare you say I made a mistake? I only said that because I care about you. No, you're just jealous, Jessica. Wait, what? Come on, Jessica. You've never even had a boyfriend before, have you? Not even one romantic rumor about you. You're just jealous because I'm getting married, aren't you? It's like you're thinking, why does someone younger than me get to tie the knot first? Just because you can't get married doesn't mean you have to say things like that. What? That's ridiculous. I'm not jealous. And for the record, it's not that I can't get married, but I choose not to. I don't even want to get married. Oh, please. That's just what people say when they've lost. Classic sore loser. Hey, you. Sis, calm down. I get it, so just take it easy. How can I calm down after being talked to like that? Why do I have to put up with this? Ha, how sad it is to be mocked by Natalie, someone you thought was on your side. What did you just say? Sis, that's enough. Let's just go. Staying here will only make us feel worse. Pulling my sister by the arm, I led her out of the venue. My childhood friend watched us leave with a sad look on her face, but there was nothing else we could do. Just then, a blonde woman approached me. Who is she? She's cute. Is she coming over here? Wait, is she talking to me? Mr. Smith, shall we crush that gang? Ha! Mr. Smith. My sister stared at the blonde woman, stunned that someone so pretty could say something like that. Yeah, let's do that. I can't let this slide any longer. Understood. Kyle. Who is she? Don't worry, sis. I'll get payback for you. My sister seemed too bewildered to understand, but I walked away with the blonde woman. The next day. This is the Smith gang. We're here to destroy your gang today. Wait. You're from the Smith gang. Why? Yesterday, your son insulted Mr. Smith repeatedly. We're here to settle that score. Your son said Mr. Smith was a lowlife gang and trash. Would you care to explain that? The Smith gang's leader is trash. There must be some mistake. My son couldn't have possibly insulted Mr. Smith. Mistake? If you think that, how about calling your son and his wife here? Let them explain it themselves. That should clear everything up. That can't be. Mr. Adams, the leader of the Sanders gang, paled as he fumbled to call his son. Tyler? Congratulations on your wedding. Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. About that wedding, I need to ask you something. Could you come here right away? What, Dad? Why are you sounding so nervous? What's going on? Just come here. You'll understand when you get here. Fine. I'll head over now. Sensing something was wrong, Tyler hurried to the scene. My son will be here soon. Please wait a little longer. If he really did something so foolish, no, I can't believe it, but it's unfortunate, But your foolish son insulted Mr. Smith. Isn't that right, Mr. Smith? Yeah. Imagine my surprise when the son of the Sanders gang's leader claimed he was above me and insulted my sister. The part one can't forgive isn't that he mocked me, but it's that he mocked my sister. My sister's been close to my childhood friend for years. She was so genuinely happy when she heard Natalie was getting married, reminiscing about how she's grown up. And yet, your son stomped all over that happiness. He'll need to take responsibility. I understand. I know Mr. Smith isn't one to joke about these things. But still, without proof. It's hard to believe my son would do something so stupid. Would you understand that? I get it. It's hard to imagine your own son putting your entire gang at risk. At that moment, the foolish son himself arrived in a panic. You're from yesterday. What are you doing here? So it was true after all. Mr. Smith, I deeply apologize for what my son has done. Tyler, bow your head immediately. What are you doing, Dad? Why are you bowing to this guy? He's just some bottom of the barrel gang. Right, Natalie? Well. I mean, I did say Kyle was a gang member, but I never said he was trash or anything like that. I don't even know who this guy is. He's got to be some low-ranking thug, that's all. Dad, stop bowing. Stand up. Tyler. Shut up and bow your head. If you apologize now, we might minimize the damage. Just do it. Huh? Why the hell should I bow to some nobody? Dad, you're embarrassing me. And who's this blonde woman? She's been smirking at me this whole time. What's her deal? Watch your mouth. This is Mr. Smith, the leader of the Smith gang. And this woman is Rachel, the daughter of the former Smith leader. Insulting her is the same as insulting the former leader himself. Take back what you said immediately. The Smith gang. No way. You mean that Smith gang? There's no way Natalie's childhood friend is the leader of such a massive group. That's impossible. Dad, tell me this isn't true. I've been telling you to bow your head, you fool. Mr. Smith came all this way because he's furious about what you did. Don't you understand? If the Smith gang targets us, the Sanders gang is finished. Do you realize what you've done? Wait. I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm so sorry for what I said yesterday. I thought you were just some random thug. I was worried about being looked down on by a lowlife gang, and I'm so sorry. Tyler. Finally realizing the gravity of the situation, Tyler bowed his head to me. My childhood friend watched over the situation anxiously, and though I felt pain in my heart, I still couldn't forgive him. My son is truly reflecting on his actions. So please, could you avoid making this a bigger deal? If he had known you were Mr. Smith, the leader of the Smith gang, he would never have done such a foolish thing. It was all because he didn't know. So I beg for your understanding and leniency. Unfortunately, that's not something I can forgive so easily. What? Natalie, you are precious to me. I've known you since we were kids, and I even remember you saying that your dream was to become a bride someday. That's why I can't stand the thought of someone like him being the one to marry you. I've always wished for your happiness. But how could I entrust you to someone like this? I won't forget what he said to you yesterday. Kyle. Natalie, are you sure you want to marry someone like him? Don't think it's too late or that you can't turn back now. You can reconsider any time. This man, who doesn't even understand a joke, is a fool. I'm sorry to say such harsh things about the person you love. But I still want to think about your happiness. To be honest, Tyler was acting strange yesterday. That's not like him at all. As I said at the wedding, the real Tyler is much kinder. I'm sure when he realized Kyle was part of the gang, he got all fired up. But even I couldn't forgive him for mocking you like that. Wait a second. Natalie, are you abandoning me too? Can't you defend me just a little bit? I already told you yesterday, didn't I say you were going too far? But still, you didn't stop mocking Kyle. I can't defend you when you acted like that. And because of you, I ended up saying terrible things to Jessica. If you had acted properly, I wouldn't have had that argument with her. I defended you, and because of that, I ended up hurting someone else. I don't want to fight with Kyle either. What the hell? So what are you saying? Who's more important to you, me or him? Isn't it me? Yes, Tyler, you're important to me. But I don't want to lose my friends just to protect you. I have other people I care about, too. Just like you care more about your father's group than you do about me. What? I wasn't choosing the Sanders gang over you. That's not the point. If I were more important to you, you wouldn't say something stupid like don't let yourself get looked down on. Kyle is my friend. He's someone I care about. And you said such harsh things to him just to save your pride. If you really cared about me, you'd try to get along with him no matter what, even if it bruised your ego. Or was it really just about your pride, not the Sanders gang? If that's the case, it's even more ridiculous. I was, Tyler, abandoned even by my childhood friend and hit with the brutal truth, was at a loss for words. Now you understand, don't you? Who you picked to fight with. You have no choice but to kneel and beg for forgiveness. You did this to protect your pride, but there's no need for that when you're facing someone stronger than you. Show some real sincerity. Show them you're willing to sacrifice everything to make up for this. Otherwise, our group will be destroyed. If the Smith gang decides to strike, we're finished. Kneel? You're telling me not just to bow my head but to grovel on the ground. I can't do that. I've never done that in my life. Why should I kneel now? And you, Dad, you're the leader of the Sanders gang. How can you even consider lowering yourself like that? Don't you have any pride? What are you talking about? This is all your fault to begin with. I'm apologizing on your behalf, and that's what you have to say to me? I didn't raise you to be like this. I am the son of the Sanders gang's leader. You're the leader. Shouldn't you have more pride and protect this group better? It's because you're like this that we're being threatened and humiliated. If you were stronger, the Smith gang would. You don't understand how big the Smith gang is, do you? Sanders can't win against them. That's ridiculous. You don't know that until we try. If we challenge them now, if everyone works together, we might be able to win. But you're already admitting defeat. That's why the Sanders gang will never grow. You really don't get it, do you? The Sanders gang already lost to the Smith gang once. Back when the former leader, Mr. Owens, was in charge. The Sanders gang started a conflict against the Smith gang. But you know what? The Sanders gang couldn't stand a chance. And that was all because of the current leader of the Smith gang. What? We lost? That's impossible. I've never heard of that. I told you before. That's why I warned you not to provoke them. You said not to provoke them, but nothing. You've completely ignored my warnings, babbled on about your fantasies, and ruined everything. I'm so disappointed in you. The former Smith leader forgave our foolishness and even agreed to a peace treaty. And you destroyed all of that. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to protect the Sanders gang. No, you didn't. Like Natalie said, this wasn't about the group. but it was about your pride. You just didn't want to kneel. You ruined everything for the sake of your ego, even though I already bowed my head for you. I could say the same about you, Dad. You're acting like you're doing this for me, but it's all for the Sanders gang's sake. Of course it is. The group is more important than you. I'm responsible for the lives of dozens of people in this group. If the Sanders gang falls, what happens to them? Do you understand that? I thought I could leave this group to you one day, but now I see that would be a disaster. Mr. Smith, we're ready now. I've made up my mind. I don't care what happens to this boy, so please, just spare the Sanders gang. What are you saying, Dad? No parent would sacrifice their own son like this. Stop joking. Take it back right now. I won't. This is for your own good. I've been too lenient with you. It's time for me to let you go. From now on, you'll have to climb your way back up on your own. Unforgivable. This man is just beyond redemption. Rachel. Even if Mr. Smith forgives him, I won't. To Mr. Smith, he might just be his childhood friend's fiancé. But to me, Mr. Smith is someone my father cherished deeply. Do you understand how complicated this is for me? Even so, I've decided I can't forgive him. Tyler, you're finished. Not only did you anger Mr. Smith, but you also made Rachel an enemy. You don't get it, do you? Rachel was always close to the former Smith leader, and all the other leaders doted on her. You're done for. What? Why didn't anyone tell me this sooner? Why is it always after the fact? Who cares? I'm done with you. I've already told you everything. Even after all that, you still managed to make enemies. Wait, Dad. Don't abandon me. It's too late, Tyler. Take care of this yourself. A man with that much pride should clean up his own mess. The son of Mr. Adams turned pale as a sheet and looked over at me and Rachel. And finally, he started groveling. I'm truly sorry. I was such a fool. Please forgive me. Even if you're this desperate now, it's too late, isn't it, Mr. Smith? Yeah, exactly. After seeing your attitude earlier, how could we take this seriously? It doesn't look like anything but an act to save yourself. I'm bowing my head to you for real. Up until just now, I thought of you as just the daughter of the former Smith gang's leader, nothing more. But after hearing what my father had to say, I realized you're someone we can't afford to make enemies with. It may have taken me some time to figure that out, but now I'm truly, sincerely sorry from the bottom of my heart. And to show how remorseful I am, I've put my forehead to the ground like this. Before, I thought I'd never do something like this, but look at me now. The fact that I'm down here, doing this, proves just how deeply I regret it, doesn't it? Regret, huh? Aren't you just scared out of your mind? If I say the word to the other gang leaders, you could be wiped off the face of this earth. That's why you're panicking, isn't it? Panicking, shaking, and groveling. You're nothing but a pathetic man. Where did all that bravado of yours go? You're so broken now I can't even recognize you. Maybe it's just that he cares about himself more than he does about Natalie or the Sanders gang his father works so hard to protect. So that's how it is. This guy only cares about himself, so he's just a self-absorbed fool. Now you see it too, don't you? What kind of man he really is. There's no point in helping him or loving him. It's a waste to give your love to someone like him. Natalie. You won't abandon me, right? We just promised yesterday eternal love, didn't we? Eternal love? Yeah, right. It's amazing how desperate people can say such embarrassing things when they're cornered. Natalie. Please, don't leave me. He's your childhood friend, right? If you stand by me, I can. I'm begging you. I know I was wrong yesterday. I didn't consider your feelings at all and only thought about myself. From now on, I'll put you first. So please, help me. I'm begging you. Kyle. I still care about Tyler. I know you're doing all of this for me, but could you give Tyler one more chance? Please, I'm asking you. I'll apologize to Jessica properly later. Natalie. Are you really sure about this? This guy will just. Maybe you're right. He might betray me again. But I want to believe in him because I fell in love with him. So please, just one more chance. Not to save Tyler, but to give me a chance. A chance to be happy. After hearing you say that. Natalie, let's leave it at this for now. But Mr. Smith. It's fine. That's enough. I have no right to interfere with Natalie's decision. Kyle. Natalie, make sure you're happy. And as for you, if you make Natalie cry again, I won't forgive you next time. You'd better remember that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. If Mr. Smith is willing to say that, then. And so, Mr. Adams's son was forgiven, and the Sanders gang managed to get through it unscathed. However, Tyler ended up being whispered about behind his back, his pride completely shattered. He could never show his face at the hideout again. Kyle. I'm really sorry. I caused you so much trouble. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. But are you really okay? Tyler has really changed since then. He's calmed down a lot, and I think he really reflected on his actions. He even treats me like some kind of goddess now, saying things like, if it weren't for you, who knows what would have happened to me, so I'm fine now. You don't need to worry about me anymore. I see. That's good, then. Honestly, I wasn't sure how things would turn out at first, but as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. But that beautiful blonde woman, is she really okay? She looked like she was truly furious, but then she forgave Tyler after you spoke to her. Oh, you mean Rachel? Don't worry about her. Once I tell her what you said today, she'll understand and agree it was the right decision. Rachel only got angry because she couldn't stand how Tyler treated you. Huh? Yeah, she has a real problem with men who belittle women. That's what made her so upset in the first place. So don't worry about Rachel. She'll be fine. I see. That's a relief. Watching my childhood friend smile in front of me, I felt a sense of peace. And I silently wished for her happiness.